Currently, something is happening right now with Kylie Jenner and her ex housemates. I don't know how Kylie Jenner is gonna escape this, but she is in trouble. There are people in this world who believe that wealth buys them the right to treat other human beings as less than human, and it's kind of crazy. I don't get it. People look at a woman scrubbing their floors, cleaning their bathrooms, maintaining the physical comfort of their billion-dollar existence, and see not a person but a function. Instead of seeing a human being, they see only a function, a tool, like something to be used, punished, and discarded at will. So many allegations towards Kylie Jenner, and the evidence is no longer a rumor or a whisper or a single disgruntled employee, right? It is a pattern. It is a lawsuit. It is two women who walked into that mansion with dignity. These people have families and were systematically stripped of it. All the dignity taken away by who? By Kylie Jenner, right? Stripped of it. And this is a pattern that needs to be addressed. It is two women who walked into that mansion with dignity and were systematically stripped of it. And now the whole world is angry. Let's start with Hana. She began working in Kylie Jenner's home in 2019, and from the very first days she understood that something in that house was deeply wrong. A lot of things in the house wasn't really adding up. There were no meal breaks. Just think about it. There were no meal breaks, no rest breaks. Oh, crazy. Basic legal requirements that exist to protect workers from being treated like machines were simply ignored inside the walls of one of the most expensive properties in Los Angeles, Kylie Jenner's house. Very expensive, right? But that wasn't just the beginning, because when a supervisor named Seal entered the picture, right, everything Hana had already been enduring got significantly worse. Seal began mocking Hana's English, laughing at her accent, calling her stupid. Can you imagine? Imagine going to work every day, every single day inside someone's home, doing the most intimate and essential labor that home requires, right? And being called stupid by the person placed in authority over you. Imagine swallowing the humiliation shift after shift because you need the income and because you believe that someone at the top of this operation is decent enough to intervene. If they only knew. Kylie knew everything. One thing about Kylie Jenner's house is that it has cameras everywhere, and so she cannot say she did not know about all these things that were happening. She knew everything about it. So Hana did what anyone with courage and a shred of hope would do, right? She reported it to the police, to the authorities. She went to human resources and told them what was happening, and something did happen, right? She was temporarily removed, and for a moment Hana must have felt like the system worked, right? Like speaking up had been the right choice. Right in the beginning, she spoke out right in the beginning. Like the woman whose name was on the gate of that mansion had enough integrity to hold her staff accountable, right? This is what Kylie was supposed to do, hold everyone accountable, but she did not. Yeah, that's why everything gets a little bit creepy. She was wrong. Like, why picking sides, Kylie? She picked sides. She was so wrong. Seal came back. And when Seal came back, she came back with a score to settle, right? Hana's hourly rate was cut from $41.66 to $35. Same work, same house, same degrading conditions, less money, right? Crazy. Because she had dared to speak up, and that's the reason why they cut off her pay. because she had trusted that reporting abuse would lead to protecting rather than punishment. That is what she believed. That is not a workplace. That is a warning. That is a message sent deliberately to every other person on that staff about what happens when you open your mouth. They were trying. Kylie was like trying to teach her a lesson, right? But here is where the story moves from disturbing to genuinely unconscionable, right? Hannah's brother died suddenly. All right, he died suddenly. The kind of loss that stops time, the kind of grief that makes breathing feel like effort, right? And she was denied time off to mourn her brother. Can you imagine? Kylie, like, it's weird. She was denied time to mourn her brother. She was told to report to work immediately, and while she was showing up to a job that had already stolen her dignity, her workers, like her co-workers, mocked her. They told her she was lying about her brother's death. They forced her to perform degrading tasks while she was carrying the weight of fresh, raw, devastating grief, right? She was also denied time off to attend her brother's funeral mass. Like, oh, how sad. Read that again, right? Slowly. She could not say goodbye to her brother because Kylie Jenner's house needed to be cleaned. And it was her birthday. On her actual birthday, right? Her supervisor told her she was working late, told her that no one cared about her birthday because Kylie was having a dinner. Who is Kylie? Like, why? Not a special dinner, right? Not a milestone event, just a normal dinner that Kylie was having, the kind of dinner that happens every night in every home. That's what Kylie was having, like, and because of that dinner, Hannah missed a surprise birthday party her loved ones had planned for her. Listen to this, the people who actually cared about her, who had gone out of their way to celebrate her, sat waiting while she stood in a mansion being told she was invisible. What happened was, so Hannah did something brave, right? She wrote a letter directly to Kylie Jenner, a long, detailed, deeply personal letter explaining every single thing she had been enduring. She apologized in the letter for bothering her. She told Kylie she was certain she would not allow this to happen if she were aware of it. She extended grace to a woman who had not earned it. She appealed to a human being she assumed existed underneath the brand and the billion-dollar image and the carefully curated social media presence. Kylie took the letter and handed it directly to the supervisor. That's what Kylie did. Can you imagine? I want you to feel this, like, it's crazy. The very person Hannah had written about, the very person whose cruelty had driven Hannah to write the letter in the first place. That's the one Kylie handed the letter to, right? And then the punishments escalated. They started punishing her even more. It escalated. And according to sources, Hannah was told she could no longer interact with Kylie. If Kylie entered the room, Hannah was to disappear immediately. No eye contact, no acknowledgement. She was to become a ghost inside the house she spent her days maintaining, right? She was denied access to drinking water because it was designated as Kylie's water. Can you imagine? Kylie's water. She was assigned to clean outdoor dog areas. She was told her restroom access had restrictions. She was being treated not as an employee, right, but as something beneath contempt. Why would you do that? It's crazy. This is not okay. This is mad. Like, in August of last year, Hannah finally quit. She quit, right? I'll definitely quit. That's the only way out. Quit, right? And her resignation letter is one of the most heartbreaking documents to come out of this entire situation, right? She wrote that every day they mistreated her, that she had beaten all her nails off, right? that she could not sleep at night, that she lived with constant anxiety because the way she was treated, that no matter what she did, no one helped her in that house. There was no help in this house, no matter what she did. That is not the letter of someone who had a bad experience at a job, right? That is the letter of someone who was broken down methodically and deliberately over years inside the home of a woman with more money than most nations, and apparently not enough basic human decency to protect the people who served her. And now what happened is Hana began to speak out, right? And Hana is not alone. There is like so many people are coming out right now, and there is also Angelica, the first housekeeper to file a lawsuit against Kylie, the woman who had hangers thrown at her by supervisors inside that same house, right? 2 women, 2 lawsuits, 2 detailed, documented, legally filed accounts of the same culture of abuse operating inside the same property, right? Under the same name. This is not a coincidence. Yeah, it cannot be. This is not a misunderstanding. This is not a misunderstanding. This is a pattern, right? And I wonder what happens in Kim's house. It must be the same, right? Because if Kylie can do it, then Kim Kardashian can do it. All the Kardashians or the Jenner can do it, right? And patterns inside wealthy households do not develop without the knowledge of the person at the top, right? Because here is the question that cuts through everything. Kylie Jenner is a woman who documents her entire life on social media, who shares her morning routines, right? She shares her morning routines and her skincare and her children's milestones and her outfit choices with hundreds of millions of followers. Are we genuinely expected to believe that she had no awareness of what was happening inside her own house? Definitely not, right? That multiple supervisors were running a regime of racial mockery, wage theft, grief denial, and psychological torment, and none of it ever reached Kylie. Think about it. It's crazy that the letter Hana physically placed in her hands somehow failed to communicate the severity of what was happening before Kylie chose to hand it over to the very person causing the harm. How crazy was that? The Kardashian-Jenner family has spent 20 years asking the public to see them as relatable. This is what they have been doing as aspirational, right? Are self-made and hardworking and deserving of every platform and every dollar and every opportunity their fame has generated, and the public has largely obliged. But there is nothing aspirational about a woman who employs human beings and allows them to be racially mocked, financially punished for reporting abuse, denied water, denied grief, denied the basic legal protections every worker in this country is entitled to. How crazy. There is nothing relatable about a house where a woman cannot attend her brother's funeral because the dinner must be served. Kylie is not a queen. Kylie is not. Imagine if Kylie was like the Queen of England. Hana asked for help. She asked with a handwritten letter full of apologies for even daring to ask. And the response she received told her everything she needed to know about who Kylie Jenner actually is behind the ring lights and the lip kits and the carefully managed image. Kylie Jenner is gonna be jailed very soon, I believe so. This is not even alleging, this is like true. Yeah. Anyway guys, this is Hollywood Access. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.